suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems all right when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park. And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems all right when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park. And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer.
Oh my god. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna stop the music for a little bit, although I do have the music. Okay, well, first of all, I hope my sound is coming through. Hang on. give me 1 second. Give me one. Okay, yeah, okay. Sound is coming through. Okay, good. Well, first of all, hey. It's been a bit. Just a little bit. So obviously I look different a little bit. And once again, I am sorry that my model will not stop smiling because I can't seem to ever play this shit right. You're supposed to like specifically like puppet, you're supposed to like do facial expressions in such a way that like your model actually like responds in a way that's like actually good. But I'm very bad at that. So I just end up like my model ends up like smiling too much or the big crazy eyes come through. Um, anyways, hi. It's been a bit. It's been a minute. So lots happened. Uh, I so let me hang on. Let me compose myself. Um, so what exactly happened? A lot. So first things first, I was always kind of like, I don't know, not like disappointed in my model because, I made it myself and that's pretty cool. Um, but I definitely felt like, how am I trying to say this? Like, it didn't really reflect what I wanted anymore. It was a very like flash in the pan, like at the time design for me. Um, so I really wanted to take my time with a new model and to kind of figure out like what if I'm going to be representing myself through a model, like how do I want to look? Like what aspects do I want out of my model? Um, so a lot of my impromptu hiatus was because of that, was because I was working on a new model and trying to figure out like what I wanted to do and what was gonna work for me and stuff. But honestly, the big reason that I had a hiatus is because life has been fucking crazy for me for a little bit. Lots of stuff has been happening. I'm still job hunting, and that's not going well. That's not going well. Um, but I'm doing it. Um, but I mean, probably the bigger thing that if anyone is showing up from my Twitter, which oh shit, I guess I should have like, I guess I should have told my Twitter audience. Hang on. Let me just hang on. I didn't even think about it. Um uh, eh eh Oh my god, the phone that I'm using to track my model is like right in the way of my keyboard, so I can't fucking see what I'm doing when I'm typing. Um anyways, where I have my notes. I have notes written down for this because I didn't want to go into tangents, and yet I'm still going into tangents. Yes, so I made a new model. Um yeah, so if you happen to be someone who was watching from, god damn it, let me start let me start that sentence over. um if you happen to be someone watching who was directed here from my Twitter, you may have heard, maybe, perhaps, that I have been dealing with hospital shenanigans recently. I should mention, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably not that bad. Um, the leading theory right now is probably asthma that is only just now like making itself known because I live in a city now. Um, God, my model loves to smile. It's very cute, but it's kind of distracting me. Hang on. Um, I'm just gonna. I smile. Where is it? 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 Oh my god, these stupid parameters are everywhere. There we go. There we go. Uh, is that gonna help? Okay, somewhat. Okay, somewhat. I'm too smiley of a person. It's still gonna smile a bunch. Anyways, um, I wrote notes so I wouldn't get like sidetracked, and I'm still getting sidetracked. Anyways, yes, I've been dealing with hospital stuff. Um, it's not that bad. It's probably asthma. Um, but I'm still waiting on a diagnosis, so that's like, ugh, it sucks. Um, but c'est la vie, life goes on, Um, so that kind of hindered my ability to stream for a while. Largely because I really, like, how do I want to word this? Hang on, give me a minute. Like, I wanted to get back into streaming, um, with all of my energy restored, right? Um, but obviously, given health issues and stuff, I haven't really been able to um return the way that I wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Um, so it's just, oh shit, my boyfriend just texted me. I should probably text him back. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, fuck it. You guys can see me drop my tracking for a little bit. There you go. It's fine. You can just look at my Q model. Okay. Hang on, wait. Let me make sure. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Back to my notes. Um, this is a fucking train wreck, as all of my streams are. Um, so it hasn't been all fire and brimstone. The hospital stuff was pretty awful, but it hasn't all been terrible. I did art fight this year. That was really freaking cool. Um, I really enjoyed that. I wanted to do more, but then the hospital stuff came up, and then I was like, um, so you know how it is. Um, I also started a new series, and I'm currently attempting to work on a video for it. Um, I did I recorded some speed paints working on the series. And I'm currently working on a voiceover to go with it, so you can kind of get. I plan on what I want to do with it is I want to excuse me, I'm scratching my nose. um, I would like to have like a a video that talks about specifically like where I got the idea for the story from, and then a follow-up video that talks just exclusively about the story and like what's going on with it. Um, if you're just interested in the story and you don't really like care about hearing like the history stuff, you don't have to watch the history video. Um, I have no idea when those videos are going to come out. They're just going to come when they come. Um, that said, if you are interested in perusing my series, as it is right now, I've included a link to it in the description of this video. It should be there. Actually, let me double check to make sure, because it would be very embarrassing if it wasn't there. Okay, yes, it is. Okay. I just had to make sure. Yeah, so if you want to look at that, you can. Again, you don't have to. It's a passion project I'm working on now. And again, the hospital stuff kind of fucked with me working on that. Um, but I am very passionate about it, and I would like to talk about it more on this channel. Um, Speaking of this channel, haha, I am perfect at segues. um, in terms of streaming, I still want to stick to my original plan of keeping streams as like this is a cool like gaming like hangout sesh thing that we can do. And I can just, play games and it's fun and uh uh it's fun. It's fun and I can play games and hang out with people. Um that's my plan for streams. Um in terms of like how many streams I'm going to be doing, I have no fucking clue. It is again entirely dependent on factors out of my control, like the hospital stuff and job hunting and I mean job hunting is kind of in my control. Anyways, it's dependent on those factors. So I have no clue what kind of schedule I'm working on, and really I don't work great with the schedule anyways. I work a lot better when it's just like, ooh, I want to stream today, and then I stream. Which I'm sorry that it is kind of a hassle to watch me in that regard because it's very like impromptu. It's very sudden. So I don't have like I don't have plans or like schedules or anything, and it makes it kind of hard to actually watch my streams. Um, so don't ever feel like you have to. Like if it's easier for you to just like catch up on a stream later if you want to, or don't even like you don't even have to watch the streams if you don't want to. If you just want to wait for the actual like edited videos that I make, that's fine too. I don't mind. Um, really, I would really just like to get into it again because I know I enjoy it. I know it's fun. And, I have all this stuff that I'm working on, and it would be really fun to share with people and like share the process of making all this stuff with people. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That's my plan, I guess. In terms of what I'll be streaming, mostly games, probably. But I think I will be occasionally streaming stuff for my project every so often, just because there is a lot of art that needs to be done for that project. And I'm even thinking of like redoing the character artwork, like the key character artwork. Um, so I think it would be really cool to do that on a stream and like have people like watch and see that. What else? What else did I want to talk about? I gotta look at my notes again. Here's the thing, if you are watching and you are ever thinking about doing streaming yourself, keep fucking notes on what you talk about because otherwise you're just gonna be all over the place like I am always all of the time. Me being all over the place is just like a character quirk of mine. It is not a fault of the notes. It is just me. um uh yeah, I'm sorry about how long I've been gone. Just to throw that out there, like I really apologize. I did not mean to be away for so long. It just kind of happened, life got in the way. Um, and especially that's something that people don't tell you about reaching your mid to late 20s is suddenly life gets very fucking busy for you and like all the cool fun shit you used to be able to do, you can't. So, it's like whatever. It is what it is, Um, yeah, for my streams, I would really like to try to do like a Nuzlocke on a stream. I think that would be really, really fun. And I think I'm actually gonna retry doing a Kaizo run at some point too, because the Emerald Kaizo videos were really fun to make. Um, and I would really love to go back to doing that kind of stuff. I think it was really fun. Um, and I've never been able to like finish a Nuzlocke. I've always been too like soft-hearted. I'm always like it always comes down to my first Pokemon death and then I'm just like, "Oh, but that's my buddy. I can't do that. I can't release him. Like that's my guy." So so I never end up doing it. I just end up like whatever, man. I'm just going to heal him and I'm going to pretend that he didn't die. And then it just stops being a Nuzlocke. Um and I don't know, I would really like to be able to stick to actually playing a Nuzlocke and like actually doing it. Um, excuse me. Sorry about that. Um, I also would really like to try to play Wolf Quest on stream just because I really like Wolf Quest, you know, my furry ass. um, it's just a good game. Um, and I think it would be really interesting to play Wolf Quest on stream, especially maybe like in a harder difficulty than what I usually do, because I don't usually play on too hard of a difficulty just because, you know, I'm gaming and I don't really care too much. Um, but you know, if I'm playing for a stream, I think it would be really fun to have it be a harder difficulty, and then like we can all despair. We can all be sad. I don't have to be alone in my sadness over my digital wolves. um, what else? I'll probably do another thing in No Man's Sky. Maybe if my computer can handle it, maybe I'll stream Red Dead. I don't know. Red Dead 2 to be exact. Um, I don't know though. I'll see. Um, I was gunning to do a Digimon Time Stranger, uh, um, series at some point. Um, because oh my god, I'm so excited about that game and I want it so bad, and I don't have it right now and I want it so bad. Um, but considering the fact that I am not in a great financial situation right now, I'm probably gonna have to hold off on getting the game for a bit, which is fine. You know, it's a game. It'll wait. Um, it'll still be there like when I'm ready for it. You know. Um, but okay, that's all I had on the list. But I just was thinking about stuff. What was I just thinking about? Oh yeah, hang on. I'm gonna change this screen really quick, but I think there's gonna be like a slight jump. Okay, so don't freak out. Don't freak out. I'm just gonna change the screen for a bit because I want to show you my model. Just as a treat for hanging out with me and listening to me yap for a little bit. Okay, let me switch. There we go. Okay. Um I specifically wanted to go to this screen because there's not like stuff in the way. Um, so here's my model. There's the full body. Oh god, it's not centered. Fuck. It's not centered. Oh, this is gonna bother me. Okay, hang on. um, is that centered? I guess that's centered enough. Um, eh, eh. There we go. Okay. Um, so here's my full body model. If you're wondering, the concept that I'm working with here, um, is still a botfly because, you know, that's my thing. But I wanted to make it a magical girl because I have been very magical girl pilled lately. Um, I my series is about magical girls, and because of that, I've been kind of just like obsessive about magical girls for a little bit now. Um, so I thought it would be cute to have like a that is like the gimmick. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? I have no clue if any of what I'm saying makes sense. Anyways, um, yeah, here's the movement. Here's the schmovement. Um, And if you're wondering why I don't have any like credits or anything for who made it in the thing, it's because I did it myself. I did it all by myself. I did the art by myself, and I did the rigging by myself. I did. Oh my god! Wait, hang on. I gotta change the chatting thing again and fix my shit. I gotta talk about this. I gotta. Okay, hang on. Is that better? A little off center. Oh god, I'm still off center. Okay, there we go. Okay. um, so I did uh, uh, a while back, I did come into possession of a little bit of money. Not too much, but like a little bit of money. And by a while back, I mean like back at the start of this year, like I want to say like April or May. Um, I came into possession of a little bit of money. Um, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I have been meaning to change out my model. Um, but my thought process there was I was not because at that time I wasn't sure if the problem was the model itself or just the rigging on the model because I did the rigging by myself and you know it was only like the I want to say like second or third model I'd ever rigged by myself. Um so it wasn't very good. um I had no idea what I was doing and like it was kind of a mess. So I was like, maybe I'll pay someone to rig it professionally and then it will, you know, look good and like actually move good and stuff. Um, excuse me. So I did that. I went and I found someone on BGen, and I'm not going to name names here. I am not going to be like, this is not a call out or anything. I just need to talk about this because this was crazy to me. Um, honestly, I totally forgive the person for it, but I'm still a little salty about it. Anyways, um, to better get into it, I I I've never like commissioned anyone for a rig before, and I don't really know what I'm looking for. Um, like I don't really know how to spot like a good rigger over a bad rigger, you know? So when I was looking for someone to rig my model, I was kind of just like, you know, looking around. Um, and also the amount of money that I had was not a ton. Like I couldn't go look at like those like $2,000 ones and go like, oh yes, that's a reasonable price. Like at most, what I could pay was like maybe $100, maybe if I was like really willing to shill out. But I didn't have a lot of money then, so the most I wanted to pay for it was around like $30, and I'm aware that like that is way um underpaying for like this kind of service. Um, but I'm also aware that like there are often like newbies in the rigging world that like start off with like very cheap prices and then once they feel more confident in their abilities, then they start charging more. Um, and personally, I'm not like I don't really want a lot of toggles or anything. I actually don't even really like toggles on my models. Like really, there's only one toggle that I have for this specific model, and I haven't even shown it yet. It's let me see. What that one. And the only reason I made this toggle is because this hairstyle is the original hairstyle I put in the sketch that I made for this design, but when I actually put it in the design, I didn't like it as much. So I went with I removed it and then I went with these bangs and then I actually like these bangs way better. I think they look way cuter. I think you can see my face better. It's just a lot better. Um, and really only added that as a toggle just for like posterity, you know, like that everything else there is no toggles. I don't give a shit about toggles. I don't give a shit about like V-bridger support. I don't give a shit about like specific like stuff you can add to it. Like, you know, I don't need add-ons. I don't even need eye jiggles. Like I actually don't like eye jiggles. I don't like overly bouncy models anyways, so like if I'm gonna pay someone for like the most bare bones basic rig, that's fine. Like I do not need like all the bells and whistles. So I again I had no idea what I was looking for, but I had heard good things about VGen. So I was like, okay, well I'll look for someone cheap on VGen, um, and see if they're willing to rig that model. So I went and did that. Um, And fucking, I don't know, like I don't know why, but I saw one person that was like offering like a $30 rigging thing. And I was like, "Oh cool. Awesome. This is like well within my thing." And I probably should there was probably red flags. Honestly, looking back, there's a lot of red flags that I think about. I'm I'm gonna be light on the details because I really don't want to, again, I really don't want to call anyone out on this. This is not a call out post or anything. I'm just venting. um but yeah, I saw that like cheap rigger and I was like, okay, I'll see if they're willing to rig this model and see if that will help me like the model more, you know, like make me see the appeal of that model. Um, so I went and did it. I put in like a reference sheet and you know all that stuff. I gave the PSD, everything. I gave them all that, and it was radio silence for at least 2 months, and that should have been my first warning. That should have been my first major warning that something was up. Um, my second major warning was that the listing didn't say anything about Skeb style commissionings. And if you're not aware of what a Skeb style commission is, it's basically it's like a surprise me kind of thing. It's like you give them a character a character concept you're working on or whatever, and then you get no communication as they're dealing with it. They just send you the thing when it's done. And you know, my opinion on Skeb stuff is as long as it is clearly marked that it is going to be like a Skeb style thing, that's fine. But this one was not. This one was not marked anywhere as a Skeb style commission. Um, so I should have taken it as a warning when, after they accepted my commission, I did not hear anything for months. And I should mention, I didn't give like a deadline. I don't have deadline. You know me. I'm like I don't do scheduling and stuff. I just kind of like randomly, if I feel like it, I will stream. If I feel like it, I'll do my stuff. Um so you know, I'm not big on debuts or anything. So it's not like I was like working on a deadline or anything. Um that said, that said, um there is a certain threshold to my patience. Um, Especially because I want to say like I think like 3 months after I had commissioned that rigger was when I was like, you know what? The problem isn't the rigging on the model, it is just the model. Like the model isn't working for me. I can't work with it. It's just not like speaking to me anymore. Um, and that was 3 months in, and I was still waiting for that commission. I was still waiting for that commission to come in. So I was like, okay, well, fuck. We'll see how it goes. Um, and I don't remember exactly how many days it was, but I do remember it was approaching the 200-day mark when I finally got what is, I guess, the finished product. And I say that because I again, no names are being named. I'm not like pointing fingers or anything, but it very much looked like the kind of job someone does. Um, like I get the best analogy I can give is when you are told about an essay that you need to write in about a week, and you're like, okay, well, it's a week away. I can, you know, put it off for a little bit. And then literally like 2 hours before the essay is due, you finally do the essay. Do you know what I mean? That was the kind of caliber of rigging. Like, and I feel so bad like talking about it like this because I'm certain that they are a good rigger. Like I saw some good stuff in their rigging. Like there was good usage of glue, and I never use glue. Like I none of this is glue. None of this movement is glue. Like I just wing it. So, their usage of glue was very impressive. Like, their understanding of physics was very good. Like, it was honestly, the bones were there. It could have been good. But like the XY angles were all fucked up in such a way that like if I looked up, like if I looked upwards like that, my eyes were just off of my face. And not even like a little bit, like completely. And here's the thing, I don't care how much of a rush job that is unacceptable. And I waited almost 200 days for that. I waited almost 200 days for a model whose face didn't even stay on. And also, I mentioned before I included like a reference image of like what the character is supposed to look like, right? Like because and how do I explain this? Like, if you're not familiar with rigging yourself, um, you may not know this, but if your character has like a cat mouth, like the one I have right now in this model, like the little three mouth, um, it is honestly better usually to include the mouth as like a straight line instead of the cat mouth because that way once you like form the cat mouth shape in the straight line, you can actually still morph it into other shapes. So you can still make like an O sound and like you can still make the shape of like a mouth going O and all that. If you include the in the PSD, if you include it as the actual three mouth, it becomes a lot harder to rig around that. And I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way with some of my earlier models. Um, so with the model that I had sent them, it did have the straight mouth, and so I was like, okay, it's got a straight mouth. It should be perfectly easy to do the like little cat mouth. Um, and in the reference image, it was included that there would be the cat mouth, and they did not fucking do that. They just gave like a generic smile, which is totally it's the absolute wrong vibe. And like the thing is, those two those two issues on their own is not like the worst thing in the world. Um, but it was kind of egregious, considering the fact that I waited almost 200 days for this commission. And, you know, again, they didn't mention at all that it was a Skeb style commission at all. And yet there was no communication at all throughout the entire process. There was never a moment of them going like, hey, is this correct? Like, does this look good? Like sending screenshots or anything. Nothing. None of that. And, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal because, again, I've moved on to a new one and I rigged it myself and it looks really good and I really like how it looks. And, I'm still learning how to puppet it properly. But, as it stands, it's really good. It's really fun. It's fun to use. It's really good for dancing around with. I like dancing around with it. So, not the end of the world. That old model is unfortunately, the commission didn't turn out great. Um, but I don't know. I just had to talk about it on a stream because that's so crazy to me to make someone wait almost 200 days for a commission that you never specified you were not going to communicate with anyone about. Um, Only to rush it at the very end and then like completely break the rigging. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels weird, and I don't want to say I was like scammed or whatever because that's like a little harsh. Um, but I am a little regretful that I commissioned that at all. Like I could have used that money for something else. Anyways, uh, uh, that's all I've got on that. What else? I think I talked about everything else I wanted to talk about. Again, I have no like idea when I'll be returning to streaming and stuff, and I don't know. for how long or anything, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm still dealing with hospital stuff. I'm still dealing with trying to get back on my feet in various aspects in my life. Um, but you know, it is what it is. Is there anything else I gotta think? Oh, wait, there's one more thing I gotta show you, but I can't be in this specific scene. I gotta go back to the other one. Hang on. Okay. I have a toggle for this. Oh god, I bumped my phone. Uh, I have a toggle for this specific thing. Look! Look, it's my kitty! It's my kitty, it's my Clara! I rigged that, myself also. It's not like the most fancy thing or anything. Hang on, let me. There we go. It's not the most fancy thing in the world, but it's cute. And I don't know. I like how it came out. I just wanted to have like a little asset for if I'm ever like drawing or anything, and Clara just decides to come hang out. So yeah, there's that. I'll give you another. Oh, geez. Oh God. Oh God, OBS. God, scuff. I'll give you another look at the full body of my model just to give you another look, because I did kind of go on a tangent there for a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with how this model came out. Again, I don't use glue or anything. And I'm still learning how the physics work, and like, you know, I'm still learning stuff, but you know, we do our best. And you know what? For my best, it's not bad. And you know what else is really fucking cool about this model? I did it entirely in the free version of Live 2D. I did not pay anything to make this model, and I'm my like my goal with this model is to have it in such a way that, oh geez, I just realized the volume in this scene is not limited. Oh fuck. Sorry. Um anyways, um my goal with this model is to make it so that every single aspect of it is rigged in the free version, so I never have to worry about making adjustments if I need it. Like, if I could, if I don't like how the mouth moves, I can go back in and just edit it a little bit. If I notice that there's like a little bit of clipping like through the eye or something, I can just go back and edit it. And that is really what I want to keep doing with this model, is keep it free. And then maybe in the future, if with my better understanding of commissioning a rig, maybe in the future, if I want like a flashier look to it, I'll see if someone else will do the rig. But for right now, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, I think I look very cute. I think I look very cute. And I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I would like to return to streaming soon. Sorry, I'm just looking at my model again. I would like to return to streaming soon. I don't know when exactly again, but we'll see. I'm gonna try and be better about if I do decide to stream, I'm gonna try and be better about announcing it in my the community tab on my YouTube and on my Twitter, because I know those are the two big places that people like see my stuff. So I'm gonna try to be better about like informing you guys whenever I do that. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say. I think that's all I had to go over today. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for hanging out with me. And hopefully soon I'll come back with a real stream for you, where I'm not just going like, oh, sorry, I was gone. And hopefully soon I'll fix out a couple of the rigging issues and stuff too, because I know it's not perfectly rigged. Yeah, I don't know. See you later, I guess. Where's my end screen? I've been fucking looking through my screen things for a bit and I can't find my end screen. There it is. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good day. Bye.
When you attend a funeral, it is sad to think that sooner or later those you love will do the same for you. And you may have thought it tragic, not to mention other adjectives, to think of all the weeping they will do. But don't you worry, no more ashes, no more sackcloth, and an armband made of black cloth will someday nevermore adorn a sleeve. For if the bomb that drops on you gets your friends and neighbors too, there'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know. Universal bereavement, an inspiring achievement. Yes, we all will go together when we go. We will all go together when we go. All suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when they go. We will all fry together when we fry. We'll be French fried potatoes by and by. There will be no more misery when the world is our rotisserie. Yes, we all will fry together when we fry. Down by the old maelstrom, there'll be a storm before the calm, and we will all bake together when we bake. There'll be nobody present at the wake, with complete participation in that grand incineration. Nearly 3 billion hunks of well-done steak. Oh, we will all char together when we char, and let there be no moaning of the bar. Just sing out a Te Deum when you see that ICBM, and the party will be come as you are. We will all burn together when we burn. There'll be no need to stand and wait your turn. When it's time for the fallout and St. Peter calls us all out, we'll just drop our agendas and adjourn. You will all go directly to your respective Valhallas. Go directly, do not pass, go, do not collect $200. And we will all go together when we go. Every Hottentot and every Eskimo. When the air becomes Uranus, we will all go simultaneous. Yes, we all will go together when we all go together. Yes, we all will go together when we go.